All right. So, see if I solve this problem for the day. Hey, what's going on? How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, Jessica N. Hey, Jeeves. I'll leave that up for a little bit. Sure I'm live. Not sure if I got everything going. Hey, what's going on, TMG? Thanks for saying hello. So yeah, it's a strange day for me. Just things outside of the YouTube world, I guess. I've got a buddy of mine's having a very serious day. Just personal life problems, and I've been dealing with that. Email? Alright, buddy. If I go out, guys, try to message me that it dropped, if you can. As I did catch it last time that happened. So, you should tell me I'm still having issues with my my computer dropping the connection. So, because otherwise it doesn't actually let me know unless I go looking. So I'm going to keep an eye on it, but I'll do my best. Hey, what's up, Dre? Alright, well, it still says we're live, yeah. Dre's got to be working. Man's always working. And Jessica, how are you? I'm wondering, I think did you join my Facebook group too, Jessica N? Oh, I better change that because Joel is not here now. I hear that. It is, yeah. Are you in Canada, or where are you in the world, Jessica? That's always funny, sort of. Jeeves. You're in Ohio. Okay. That's cool. I just say that because I go in and approve when they join the group or whatnot. As long as they have some Facebook history, then, you know, we let them in. And I just remember seeing that Jessica something. So, hey, Jeeves, what's going on, brother?
What's up, buddy?
Life.
Yeah, it was pretty funny watching him get blasted.
Yeah, as long as they don't get hurt, anyone that gets hurt, sometimes you can't help it, right?
No, they were working on that big diesel, and they had just finished filling the radiator and tested it, and it was running hot. So they shut it down. They hosed the radiator down to cool it, you know, so they could work on it. They went to start it back up, and he was up there on that skid next to that big diesel pump. And when he kicked it on, it blew all that water and antifreeze out of the radiator onto him. I mean, he was soaked from head to toe. So that's what she was like, oh, I got antifreeze in my mouth. I got antifreeze in my mouth. We're like, Go
And
get in the safety shower.
yeah, and
You
wash
know,
yourself
yeah, and
off.
it's not the old school antifreeze where you got to worry.
No, the new stuff's a little more forgiving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
new stuff's non-toxic. You can take a sip of it, and I'm not going to say it wouldn't make you sick, but it wouldn't kill you. It's not going to cause kidney failure.
No, you're not going to go into full renal failure because you drank a mouthful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You start gulping it, you're probably going to have issues.
Yeah, that'll be stuff they can treat though.
Yeah, the old one was quick too, as I
Yep,
recall.
glycol.
Yeah, glycol,
Ethylene
ethyl
glycol.
glycol. Yeah, because it clogged you. It wasn't that it caused renal failure through the toxin. It was the toxin because it clogged and it was quick. It was shunts. I think they could shunt you, and then you were still going to lose a whole ton of kidney function.
Yep.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So he's like, yeah. Glad to see the old wives' tale, even in the professional world, don't go away. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess going on to Dre, I asked what happened, but what happened, Dre? He's probably typing up a storm. How long you been in the hobby, Jessica, by the way, since you're new here? For me, anyway. I've seen you before, but...
Oh, I haven't. What did Dre say? I must have switched over when he typed the last thing.
Asked if I wanted to know something today. You probably would. Guys, what happened with my history? And I'm trying to think. My brain's in neutral today too, Dre, so you have to forgive me on that one. I got other fish to fry, and my buddy, I think I mentioned that earlier, geez, my buddy's having an issue. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no kidding. They keyed his car, both sides, and I mean keyed his car. And he literally does not feel safe at work. Remember when I said this can be a tough town? Yeah, so he's got himself wrapped up through his apartment, nothing more, with some guy that thinks he's a big heavy, and it's like, yeah, it's fine. I love that he asked me if I still have my Glock. I said, even if I did, I wouldn't be bringing it with me. Yeah. Since November last year. Ooh, that's nice and new. Always like that. Oh, that history. Yes, I do recall your son doing that. Today again. Oh, did he dump food in there again? He did not, did he?
Oh my God.
Oh, and he did it with Pleco food. Oh, Dre. Oh, well, I guess I'll drop my bad news. My 120 is going to be torn down. I am going to take it down, but I'm only taking it down. I'm going to sell off some of the fish. I'm going to get another 20 and keep... I can't sell my clowns, man. You know, the more I think about it, it's like the one that's in the picture here when I'm talking. I've had those guys since I started 4 years ago, and it's I can't. I just can't.
You're going to sell off your 120 and move?
I don't know if we're going to sell the tank or we're going to keep it, but we're going to sell the livestock. The corals that are in there, I'm like, they're softies. I can probably put them in here. They're kind of big. But, you know, I can chip them off the rock and really clean that rock so there's no bubble algae infestation in this tank. Oh, and it killed everything too. Oh, so your last clown. You had one clown left as a... I'm trying to remember what he had left last. That's the thing I was unsure of. That sucks.
All right, Drake.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you my stuff when I get home. This is what you need to do.
Yeah.
You need to get a little cabinet like I got and put a lock on it.
Yeah. You're gonna. Oh, you know what he needs even more? You know the one I got above my 20 there? That cabinet I built up top and I put the light in? He needs something like that he can hide the food away high. High or lock it. Yeah.
Mine, I bought a, it's glass doors on top. It's got a little shelf in the middle, and it's got wood doors on the bottom. And you could buy one of those glass door locks for the top of it. You know, It's basically like a steering wheel bar for glass doors for kids.
Yippers. Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
So, Jessica, are you a shy person? You want to jump in and talk about your tank with us, or you just want to hang out and absorb, or...
She's got organic chemistry on her page. I don't like her. She can stay away.
Oh.
That's getting too in-depth.
I like people like that, though. You know me.
Yeah. I didn't mind it.
Yeah, we all get attached. That's the real bugger about this hobby, you get attached. I'm already attached to these idiots in my tank, in my 20, and I'm like, they're nothing. They're just little guys. Yeah, but you know, you do. You just do. Oh my god, he was hell bent determined he was gonna feed the fish. Oh my, oh Dre.
That's where you just got to go lock it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to lock it. Yeah, that's. And knowing your kid Dre, he'll probably figure out how to pick locks.
Oh.
Hey, what's up, Buddha?
Somehow I could see that being like the first time I wrecked a four-wheeler.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Wrecked the four-wheeler, banged up and bruised. You know,
and grounded. That's the way that works.
And grounded
and beat. Yeah. But I didn't mean to. Doesn't matter. Yeah, that's the way that works. Like,
yeah.
You know.
Especially since it's not the first time. The first time was a pass, but I know he got fussed at the first time. I'd have been beaten the second time.
Yeah. Yeah, those days are long gone. Kids just need to save room now. You need to go think about what you did. I'll think about what I did.
Oh, organic chemistry sucks.
So Buddha, how you doing, bud? I think I'm right, that's a guy. I seem to recall being told that or hearing that or something. And if I'm wrong, forgive me.
I was going to say Buddha's a guy, so that's a safe bet.
Come on in. Here, I'll drop the link. Oh, that is not a link. That's G's email. You might want that. You might want that. You probably don't.
No, don't email me. Yeah. My wife's a nutter.
Yeah.
She stalks. That's why, did I tell you she got mad a while back? Because when she walked in, Annika was on screen talking.
Really? Okay.
I know that's what set her off. Because that's what the first words out of her mouth were, who the F is that?
That's Annika the Big Mouth? That's what I would have said. My wife just looked at her, yep.
Like, I don't know, some girl that gets on these streams and talks with us? She has aquariums?
There's a few of them that are quite intelligent. A lot of them, actually. Most of them. Actually, I think most of the girls are smarter than me. Pretty sure. Most of them, yeah. Annika, Miss Lurker Fox. Yeah.
Oh, Miss Lurker, for sure. She knows her stuff.
I couldn't get a hold of the fellow that I know that bought a bad Senai. And then found out there were 3 other ones in this area, so I think they all got them from the same batch.
Could have. Well, were you listening earlier when we were talking about that?
Mm-mm.
Paul, because Paul knows the guy from Senai, so he texted him. The guy that actually developed and designed it. And the guy said that he pulled up her account and her, it registers a serial number to Senai when you log online.
Right.
And he told her that it's a power problem. Which would make sense if you're running it on a laptop USB. When it's on battery, it goes into power saver. Not all USBs are full power. So he said the problem is it's losing power.
Right.
It's getting a low power reading, which causes it to
mess up. Okay.
Yep.
So it's not like my buddies. I think my buddies got a leak. They got theirs replaced. So it was kind of moot point. But I imagine he was probably just interested, maybe as a refresher. But it was a few years ago. Right, I think it was when they first came out, and it would just happen to be that batch. So, Dre Rock. So you got it a couple years ago. It's been sitting. So, was it dry rock that you got, or was it originally live rock, and then you just let it dry out? That would make the difference on the length of time. And Jessica, did you get that link, or are you having trouble getting in? You have to use Google Chrome. It doesn't work any other way. Sorry.
Yeah, if you're on your phone, there's a whole set of issues there.
Yeah, then it goes app specific.
That's only for yours.
Original live. You probably put it in vinegar for 24 hours, warm water, and let it flow. And then take it out, rinse it off. You got a pressure washer?
Yeah, there's a couple of other ways we can go through too.
Because what you can do is you can soak it in vinegar for 24, rinse it off. Okay, so it's not necessary. So rinse it off in vinegar for 24, put it into fresh water for 24 or more, take it out and put it in fresh water again, or even at that point, the third time, you can put it into fresh salt water or put it in your tank, but I'd make sure you gave it a good rinse after the vinegar. And there's other ways. You can do muriatic acid. You can do a few things.
Yep.
Muriatic acid is a little more intense and must be done outdoors.
Yep. You can use vinegar, you can use bleach, or you can use muriatic acid. Those are the three ways.
Yeah.
Some people just cure it.
Yeah. Or you can just let it rip, but you're talking 6 weeks in a bin with water changes. Yep. Fisher Hex did that, didn't he? Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did. And that's I've kind of talked to him about his rocks before. That's how Fisher Hex does it. Now, my brother, we did a combination of the two for his.
Right.
The live rock he got, I muriatic acid dipped for him at his house. And I say I did it because I have full acid gear for work. So I wore my acid suit. I wore my full face respirator. A lot of people do it with just goggles and gloves. But muriatic acid is by far the most efficient way. But like Craig said, it's also the most intense way.
Yeah.
So if you want me to explain further on that, I will. But
if you want to do it the easy way, it's vinegar. Rinse it off for a good 24 to 48 hours, warm water. So throw a heater in, throw a couple of pumps in, just let it rip. You probably might want to even blast the rocks as you're taking them out.
You got to do pure vinegar.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to get the strongest vinegar you can get.
Yeah. If you're going to get 3%, you've just got to fill it with 3% vinegar.
Just keeping an eye. So, okay. I'm going to guess something yesterday was something went dun, da, dun, and it was just what a day. There we go. So, just let me know when you're ready, Jessica. I'll pop a link again. We'll get you in here. Or anyone else, for that matter. How you doing, Al? I saw you pop in there, buddy.
I still have corals. Yeah, what you can do, Dre, is you can...
Vinegar's the safest in this regard. If you have corals in the tank, vinegar's the safest. Yeah.
Yeah, vinegar bath the new rock, or the old rock you have sitting on the side, however you want to put it.
Put it, yep.
In a brute tub, vinegar it, rinse it out, dump it out, do it outside even though it's just vinegar. Yep. Vinegar it, that way you can just dip it over. And keep in mind the vinegar can kill the grass, so pick an area where you have a drain off. And then, rinse it with the hose, flip it back up, soak it.
Oh, and prime it. Yeah, don't forget that. You're going to probably use tap water because it's easier.
Yep, put some prime in it.
Yeah, prime it. Or go buy Safe and use the powdered stuff just because it'll mix up, does the exact same thing. And it's cheaper.
It's just that it's concentrated.
Yeah, and it's concentrated, yeah. And that'll make sure that you don't get any chlorine in it, right? Because that's the problem. The rock's porous, and for some reason people seem to forget that. Although I've seen people do it and no real ill effects, but would you really want to chance it and have to keep putting prime in your tank? No, that's okay.
Well, that's what I was going to say is you can prime it on the third soak.
Yep, you don't have to do it right away.
Cut the corner, but yeah, you're better off just doing prime in both fresh waters.
Yeah, prime or Safe, which is just a concentrated powder form. I'm good, Al. I could be better, but we made a pretty good decision. And I'll tell you how attached I am, man. We're gonna sell the livestock in the 120, but I have to go buy a 20 because I'm not letting my clowns go at all. I've had my Darwin clowns from the beginning, and I can't. I know. I don't know about you guys, but I just can't. I can't do it. They're my guys. You know what I mean? Hell, they've been my mascot forever and a day. So, I got them when they were the size of the end of my thumb, from my knuckle to the end of my thumb. So, and now they're massive, actually. Pretty big freaking clowns for Ocellaris. Hey, Deradicate. Alrighty. That should work. You have issues, let us know. I can help you out.
It's a cigarette in the mouth.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No,
I
you good?
I ain't apologizing. No.
I got to dip in.
No. You the other night. Yeah, way to go, Craig. Keep racking it up. I'm white trash and I drink Pabst Blue Ribbon and I'm in trouble. You don't say. I rock, put the corals in the tank with that, and take the new rock to the brute, acid wash for a day, rinse some more, then put it. Basically, yeah, what you want to do is get it really, like, get a couple of pumps in there. I mean, if you have a return pump that you can spare, like an old AC one, throw it in there, mix the living crap out of that and the vinegar. And then take it out, and when you rinse it off, same thing. And then your third rinse, or when you're going to go, prime it. Right? So if you're going to throw it into the bin with salt water and kind of do like a mini cure, just make sure you prime it at that point or rinse it off with prime. Yeah, and give it a day. So it'll take you 3 days, but it'll be so worth it. You'll have a lot less die-off on the rock. Because when you put it in, how much rock are we... Ooh, I never asked that question. How much rock are we talking?
He's going a 75, so it should be enough to fit in a brute.
Yeah, should be enough. I'm just thinking of die-off, right? What are you using for dosing? Are you like me and just using supplements, Duradicate, or are you using ALK from 2-part?
I'm looking for this dang pump.
And hello, Jessica.
Hi.
How are you?
Hello.
I'm good.
I think I kind of remember you again. Were you the one that got the tank through a friend and all that?
Yep.
That's you. How's that going?
It went great. I got rid of the cyanobacteria in the upstairs 30-gallon tank. I used ChemiClean, but I feel like it really worked.
It does. It's a carbon dose. It's just a different form of... It does work. It's kind of a best last resort, but sometimes that's the way it is. Yeah.
Yep. Now I got to get rid of some bubble algae.
Yeah.
Large tank.
If it's a large tank and teardown's not easy...
Emerald crabs.
Emerald crabs, try that first. See if you can control it. If it gets a little crazy, the one product I've been told really works is Algae Marine Fix by API.
Okay.
Now, I've never used it, but I'm willing to use it. So I would never say it unless I was willing to use it, because a guy up here who does SPS dominant stuff, it's what he uses. And I'm like, he says, like, I might have to use it once every couple of years when it shows up off of a frag. And, I can't manually remove it, right? So.
Yeah, I don't think my friend knew a whole lot about reefing, per se. I think she just... I think she had somebody that came and took care of all of her problems, which is fine. But I told her about the bubble algae as soon as it popped up, and I just so wish I could go back in time and carefully take it off, and I could have avoided all of this. But
yeah, if you had to move the tent when you were moving it, if you had to give them a good scrub and spray them with peroxide and rinse them off before you put them in, yes, that would have been the best way.
I didn't do it though. I didn't know any better.
Welcome to learning. Welcome to Beginner 101. You know what I mean? Like this is for everybody. We talk advanced stuff, sure, but really a lot of times I'm talking to Dre about rock right now. There are those among us that would think that talking about rock is too beneath us. And it's like, really, rock is everything. That's our filtration. That's the whole point, right? So, and when I say those, I mean there are those. There's just, I've had somebody in my own streams and they're, no, you don't need to do that. Yeah, you do. Like, what are you saying? You know what I mean? Of course you got to take care of your rock.
Yep.
Good. Yep. And I would dump the whole frickin' bottle in, Dre. I know that sounds nuts, but I've never been one to subscribe to... How many fish? Well, I suppose you got no fish, do you? You said you got a shrimp, right?
Me?
No, Dre. Sorry, Jessica,
okay.
Dre.
Shrimp died.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, we're staying live. So I'm going to guess that I had a weird thing happen and I got a bug in my OBS that caused me to crash out all day yesterday. No, just a cleaner shrimp. Yeah, so you could just dose normally. probably get a couple of clowns maybe. If you wanted to start it up, but if you just want to put the cleaner shrimp in there and just keep an eye on it, you should be good. Yeah, I hate alk, man. I'm back up to 7, and I've got my magnesium in both tanks up to almost 1100 in that area. Excuse me, guys. So yeah, it's I don't know. I want to get rid of the 120, and I'm okay with it, but it's talking the wife into it. I say that quietly so I don't get hurt. And it isn't that I don't like looking after it. I'm just sort of, I'm a nano tank guy. I like small tanks. I like dealing with small tanks. I like the challenge is there all the time. And when I got to dose stuff, I don't have to dose a lot of stuff.
My nano, I find, is easier just because it's such a small water volume. I can get away with dosing a little bit.
Yeah, you can put a little bit in, and a water change rapidly helps. You know what I mean? Like immediate results. So, yeah. And as I recall, Jessica, yours is like is it a 180 or a 240?
I think it's a 220.
A 220,
Holy
right?
crap! So
Yeah.
6 foot by 2 foot.
Yeah.
By 6 foot by 18 by 2
18
foot.
or 20 something. Yeah, it's crazy size. Nice tank though, as I
yeah.
recall, really nice tank. But yeah, so you've been busy, obviously. You haven't been around.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm on my break right now. I have a little break, and then I'm going to go back to school next month, or early-ish. But yep.
Da Vinci, it absolutely can be. Yeah. Sorry, keep going.
Oh, I'm going. I think I have class starting June 8th. So I'm kind of just trying to find stuff to do right now, and I'm like, okay, I should probably take care of this bubble algae problem because
Look at reefcleaners.org. They do emerald crabs, and they have a guarantee on them. If they don't eat bubble algae, you can return them.
oh, cool.
Yeah,
And
if
I
you get
think
the
their
food.
emerald crabs are only like $5.
Yeah, they're cheaper. Yeah. I wish we had them up here. We don't. Emerald crabs up here are 15 a piece or something, 10 or 15.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, Dre, I know Home Depot has a utility garden pump with a threaded outlet. That's what my brother used to do his. I think they're like $30. It's 550 gallons per hour.
Yep.
You can actually thread PVC and make you like a 3/4 PVC riser coming up, a T on the top, and that'll make it cycle that vinegar or water. When you do water,
Even more
but it also
efficient.
makes a good water change pump.
Yep.
Because it's strong enough to pump the water up and over into the top of the 75 from the floor.
Sure will.
So if you do big water changes in your brute, and the beauty of that little pump versus an aquarium pump is it's got like a 20-foot cord.
And Duradicate, I've heard of that too. That coral bandits are they're hit and miss though. But I know I've heard of them eating bubble algae and hair algae, and then I've also heard of them eating coral. I've actually physically seen one eat a hammer. So your mileage.
They'll kill your fish too.
Oh yeah, they get big enough. Yep, they'll catch them right in front of you.
I think mine's going to have to go. He's starting to nip at that clown.
Oh no. Well, I only have that one fish in there.
Anytime.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, Dre, if you look at Fish of Hex's setup when he was curing the rock, that I would have done the exact same thing, except for me, I probably would have done it a little lower, and it had 190 pointed down and 190 pointed up so I could get a good circulation.
Yeah.
And I'm sure his was fine too, but just, I'm OCD. I almost want a vortex all the time. I don't know why, but I like a vortex.
That's why my brother set his up the exact same way, and he put 290s on it, counterclockwise or clockwise facing, where it'd rotate, make that water spin inside of that drum.
Yep. So yeah, I'll tell you, Jessica, the one thing with what you're going through, you can go get some rigid airline, and what you can do is turn off all the flow in your tank, right? Get yourself enough rigid airline, then some soft stuff. Slide over the rigid. What I did, and it worked really well, was take some sandpaper and sand the end of it to like a 45, 60 degree angle, so it kind of made a hypodermic needle style point. And I would go in there and basically while the flow, start the siphon. You know, not that we should be sucking salt water in, but you know what I mean.
Yep.
And start poking it and ripping it off the rock. Excuse me. Jeez. I hope this goes away. I really don't want to be sick. So, one thing when you're a talker and you start getting tickles in your throat, not a good thing.
Yeah, I hate that.
So, at least when I was singing, I could just kind of barrel through it, and then hork at the end of the song, and then come back to the mic and barrel through it again. But when you're talking, it's such a different animal with your vocal cords, so I don't think you guys want to hear me that loud so I don't cough. So, what you would do is, I had a scalpel, and I'm sure you have access to scalpels knowing what you're doing, because you're pre-med, are you not?
Yep.
Yeah, so what I would do is dig it out with that and then with the other hand. And I'm not kidding. I got a friend of mine who put a snorkel on and a mask to do this because his tank was big too.
I'll probably have to.
Yeah,
It's
because
pretty...
you know, there's no way around it, right? Because you're gonna have, and you got to be able to see, right? So you can't kind of, you know, your arms aren't long enough to get over a tank that tall and do it, but it does work, and you can get a lot of it out. And then once you've taken about 5 or 6 gallons out, make sure you put that water back with fresh salt water, have it ready. But you could probably clean off a majority of it in one run. And what you're doing is you're using the hard, rigid airline to kind of pick at it, and then the scalpel to dig it away. Right?
Yes.
And then if you wish, if you notice it's not going away at that point, there's a couple of routes to go. I would probably do that, and then instead of peroxide or any of the other more harsh treatments, get the algae marine fix and dose it accordingly, right? And see if all of a sudden that gets it under control, right? Now remember, you're going to dose this, cyano could come back. Because one carbon dose for another, right? You know what I mean? Like you're always kind of on a balancing act on a beam. You don't want it to be a knife edge, but you're still going to be on a beam of some sort. You're generally in that case, right? So,
yeah.
But yeah, that's the easiest
problem in that big tank. It was the smaller tank, but yeah, I was thinking about treating it, but I'm like, you know, it's not really causing any issues right now. I only see it like in one place.
Yep.
And the overflow.
The bubble algae?
No, and like cyano.
The cyano, yeah. Cyano in a small tank is kind of easy to deal with because it's flow versus light.
Talking about in the back of the overflow, like in the little overflow chamber, or is it?
Yeah, it's probably back there too, but it looks like it's in the front.
Does it blow off really easy?
No.
So
like I think I had some in my refugium,
right.
And I tried killing whatever I thought it was by turning the light off for a few days, and it didn't die. So I kind of thought it might have been cyano, but
okay,
it'd be okay.
Right. If you go to where this cyano is, and you can't just make it go like blow away, it's not cyano.
Okay.
It's probably like the Coraline I've got in my 120, really aggressive stuff, right? Like a really deep purple color, or is it a light purple color?
Well, it's like it's almost magenta.
Yep, that's Coraline. That's that aggressive red Coraline. Yep, Tim, 2 secs, buddy. So, well, that'd be the third person I've met with that. The only bad part about that, it looks really nice on the rock, but if you got corals that are struggling, unfortunately, it's a pain in the ass.
Yep.
So just keep an eye on it. It's not a big deal, and it balances itself out, but it will eat up a lot of your calcium in your tank.
Yes.
So just keep an eye on it. Are you testing?
Yeah.
She didn't sound sure about that.
I don't think I'm testing for everything.
What are you testing for?
I'm testing pH, nitrate, and magnesium, and alkalinity.
That's all right. No, that's fine. Nitrates are the big one. Phosphates are the other one. Okay. Calcium and magnesium and alkalinity.
Those are the only big two to add to that would be calcium and phosphate.
Okay.
What? You mouthy thing. What do you want? Huh?
Tim, your kind's not welcome here.
She is literally crawling on my... Oh, ow, that hurts. Thank you. Okay, fine. Come here, you idiot. Oh, my God. What are you doing? What? Oh, now you're all quiet because I picked you up. All right. And link sent, Tim.
Hey, it's funny that the dog does the same thing with me.
I think I was telling you about that the other night, right? Like, my female cat, she almost didn't get taken. We went to get her brother. And when I was standing there looking at him and said, yeah, we'll take them, they were just old enough to take, she clawed at my pants. And I looked down, and it was her eyes, because her eyes are ringed in white, like she's got white mascara on. And the wife said you could just tell. I was like, she even knew before I said it, and I'm like, yeah, we'll take her too. Is she available? Yeah, we'll take her too. And I spent 6 weeks cleaning them up because they both had upper respiratory infections, and they got used to me touching them because I had to pull the boogers out of their nose and clean them up. And, oh yeah, I'm a sucker. Like I said, I can't get rid of my clownfish, man. Like, what the hell's wrong with me? They're just clownfish, but nope, they're my clownfish, right?
That's how my shepherd puppy was. She was the only one that didn't go hide when I went to pick them.
Yeah, so. But yeah, so I mean, you sound like you're doing all right, Jessica. You enjoying the hobby?
Yeah, a little more right now.
Yeah.
Now that everything's not dying.
Yeah, that's always the good part, right? When it isn't dying, it makes it easier to take, that's for sure, right?
Yep. And my corals are growing really well. If
Yeah.
nothing else, that's really good.
Excellent. No, good to hear. That's absolutely fabulous. That's what I like to hear about. Not, a lot of the time we're going to hear about people that are having a problem, but I like it better when you're hearing about somebody that's having success. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, you got a little bubble house. Bubble house, you never killed anything until it got bad. And even then, if you're smart and you go and do it the right way, you can get rid of that too. It just takes, due diligence and patience, right? So, don't go throwing the holy hand grenade of Antioch into your tank every time you turn around, because have you watched that yet, Jeeves?
Nah.
My wife got 5 minutes into it and said, this is the most annoying thing, that whole exchange with the castle. Right? She did, where's your lord and master? My what? Yeah.
I get to watch my favorite thing tonight at work.
Yeah. Oh, what's that?
They're trying to flip an 800-foot ship around in the river.
Ah, yes. That's always cool.
Yeah, they got 6 tugs on it.
I'm still amazed every time I see a super carrier. That will always be, to the living end, the coolest thing I've ever done. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't get those here. The biggest we can get is a Suez Max.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
I don't know if you know how ships are ranked or not.
To a degree, yeah.
Suez Max is the biggest size, the biggest class of ship that can fit through the Suez Canal.
Yeah.
There's a Panama Max, there's a Suez Max.
Yeah. And what's the...
and then there's super carriers.
Yeah, super carriers I forget which one it is, can go through the Suez, and then the rest of them can't.
That's because it's actually a Suez Max. It's not as big as you think.
Yeah, exactly. Because I know the Nimitz can go through the Panama, the original Nimitz, but that's because its hull configuration's a little different than some of the later ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Because
I know bigger shafts on them, bigger screws.
Bigger screws, yeah. Because I know the Gerald R. Ford they all have to go around the horn.
Yep.
So, no. But yeah, there you go.
Have you ever seen the Blue Dolphin?
The Blue Dolphin?
Yep.
No,
MS
can't
Blue
say
Dolphin.
I have.
It's a heavy transport.
Right.
It picks up whole oil rigs, platforms, things like that, and transports them overseas.
No, but I'm trying to think if I've ever seen it. I might have seen it on a special or something, maybe. Is that the one that does that operate in the North Sea? Do you know? Or is that the one that does out in the Gulf? Or maybe we lost Jeeves.
Time and transport them.
Right. Okay,
And
we
it
lost
sinks.
you there for a minute. Yeah.
Oh, they have pictures of it transporting like 4 cargo ships at a time. It's huge. It has to sink down, so it
and
sinks
then pick
down,
it up.
Yeah, they float
Right.
whatever they want over it, and it lifts up out of the water and balances
Isn't that
up.
what they used to pick up that destroyer that got damaged and bring it
They
back?
used a smaller version of it.
Smaller version of it. Cool. All right.
Yes. There are 2 or 3 of them, but the Blue Dolphin is the biggest one. It transports the big 6th gen semi-submersible platforms.
Gotcha. Cool. So yeah, so how's school going, Jessica? You're muted, by the way, in case you didn't know.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was talking to my boyfriend.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's going good. I got an A in anatomy and physiology, and then a B in organic chemistry.
Cool. I'd fail both.
It took a lot of hard work.
It does, right? It's like physics. You know, like I said to a friend of mine, he goes, "Can you explain physics to me?" And I'm like, "How long you got?"
Right.
You know, like, what do you want explained, right? And it's like, you know, my favorite. So I know physics, man. E equals mc squared, and I'm like, okay. And if they're a real smart ass, yeah. So energy equals mass times the speed of light squared, right? And I'm like, yeah. So what's that mean? Like, yeah, it's okay to know that, and if that's all you know, that's even better than most. You know what I mean? But don't talk like you understand physics at that point, because you don't.
I had
right?
a physics professor that if you forgot your units, he would give you everything in furlongs per fortnights.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
He had all the tables to convert it, or the conversion factors to convert it, but furlong to fortnight to feet per second is, like a 8 or 9 step conversion.
Yeah, it's a huge theorem. Yeah, and it's
So
cruel.
just slow you down.
That's cruel and unusual punishment. That's what that is.
That was memorized 32 feet per second, 9.81 meters per second squared.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely those topics. It's like that's why I give doctors credit where credit is due. But I just love it when they're sitting there and it's like, so you came up with this theory? How?
Right.
You know, your hernias were caused by smoking. Okay, buddy. Can you show me the Lancet paper on that? Can you show me like anything on that? Or is that a theory you came up with, right? And if he hadn't said, well, it's from the coughing. If he hadn't even said that, okay. You know what I mean? No, it's caused just because you smoke. All right, we're done here. You have a good day, sir. Yeah.
See, in college, I lived with me, my brother, and 2 girls that we were friends with growing up. Had a 4-bedroom apartment, and they were both nursing, and my best friend was dating one of them. He was nursing. Then me and my brother were both engineering. So we'd all be sitting having homework time. Everybody's sitting around studying their different things, and me and my brother are helping with each other, helping each other. And they look at us, like, what are y'all talking about? Physics, or calculus or whatever it was. And, what are y'all working on? Like anatomy and physiology, and not knocking it, Jessica, but, basic A and P is memorization. Like they're memorizing the bones in the different groups. Yep. It's like,
yeah, that's anatomy.
Yeah, looking at it, it's like, so you have to memorize all these. Yeah. Oh, that's way harder than what y'all are doing. Huh. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I will argue this one with you all day.
Well, it's like fluid mechanics, right?
I'll be right back.
That's okay. Sure. Hey, Tim, how's it going, buddy?
Okay, how's everybody doing?
Yeah, we're doing. We're all hanging out here tonight, and I thought I'd put a stream up just to put one up, and we can all just rap about it as we like,
That's good, because after yesterday morning, it seemed like there was no streams. I go, what did we do? Break the whole stream?
Yeah, did we break the internet? Yeah.
Craig did.
I did, yep. I take the blame, solely take the blame, yep.
Yeah. While I was going, finally, I went back and watched the cuttlefish.
Yeah, he was great, but I didn't realize that his clutch had failed out on him so bad. So he had 18 eggs, and he only had 2 hatch, and one disappeared almost right away, and he's got 1 live specimen right now. And he was talking about that, but I kept crashing. trying to get this up, right? So finally we just sort of went to a hangout and I just put it up. So I told him next time I'm going to get his camera set up so it feeds, and hopefully we get that guy up, and because he's already starting to do the colors, and he's literally the size of your baby fingernail, man.
Yeah.
He's tiny.
Oh,
right?
where they flash colors and stuff.
Yep. So he's just starting to get to that point that he's doing that to camouflage himself. So yeah.
See, I didn't get to see it. I was listening to it. I couldn't see it.
You couldn't see it, yeah. That's one smart bugger, eh? Yeah, he does that. He's got 10 years of doing it. They ran the shop for 5 years, and he's a great guy. Absolutely fabulous guy to deal with.
What does he do for his real job, if you can tell us?
He's a tech. That's the best way.
Because he kept saying me and my partner had real jobs that, we were making too much money to worry about the fish store. But he never said what he did. I was like, well, what do you do?
Yeah, the other partner's an electrical engineer.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? And he does technical software and automation. Kind of like Cruz. Not as educated as Cruz, but close. That kind of guy, right? So they just, their personal lives were just paying better than their professional, or their professional lives were paying better than their personal lives. So
yeah, their hobby life.
Yeah, their hobby life. And I mean, it out when you saw, if you were watching the video, you saw the size of the skimmer he's got to go on that other system.
Yeah. Now, my thing is, do they need that much filtration?
For cuttlefish, yes, because they're a predator. So if he's going to rear cuttlefish in there,
it's not that you need overly extreme clean water. It's that they have a lot of bioload.
They got a big bioload. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and a very short lifespan.
Yeah, that's what impressed me. It's like 9 to 12 months. I'm like, well, that's not even worth it.
No, it wouldn't feel like it. But if you're such a fan, and like he said, he loves cephalopods, right? Yeah. That's what he loves, right? He loves octopi, right? And like he said, the problem with octopi is they're too smart. We've all seen the video of one opening a jar.
Yeah.
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 I'll fix him my silicone and glass top to it.
Yeah.
Hey,
one little hole.
Before things went sideways yesterday morning, when I was going to check, I was feeling really good because I got the radions both up and I got all the coral moved into the new tank. Everything was working good. With a couple just missteps, ended up. Of course, I got an orange cap and a green cap, and I ended up breaking both of those. But that's okay. They'll go back. But, so I got everything. Everything is in the new tank. The new tank is up and running and fully loaded, and the 40 now is sitting there. I got to drain all the water out and give it back to my good friend who gave it to me. And things are looking good. The other thing was, Saturday I told you I got the 2 fish, the flame angel and the orange back wrasse. And then the orange back wrasse, we brought them in Saturday, put them in the tank. Of course, the wrasse kind of, and I've had wrasses before, he kind of took off a kid right away. We both did. Flame angel comes out right away. On Sunday, the wrasse comes out, and while we're doing all this stuff, ate. I gave him some food Sunday evening after getting all the coils in there, and he ate. And then it's like 6 o'clock, he's gone. And then 10 o'clock, he's gone. Next morning, he's gone. All day yesterday, he's gone. My wife, being always taking the negative side, said, he's dead. He's dead. I know he's dead. I'm going, come on, So I wake up this morning, and he's still gone. And I hadn't seen him all day.
Which one was this? Sorry, which fish?
The orange-back fairy wrasse.
Oh, the fairy wrasse, the orange-back fairy wrasse.
So then today, we're sitting down at supper and starting eating. I'm looking over there at the tank. And
hey, Tim, if you can get the phone a little closer, we're having a little trouble hearing you. I got you cranked up, but...
Yeah, we're sitting there eating supper, and all of a sudden I looked over, and damn, there he is. It's like, where the hell you been, man?
Yeah, hiding out. Just relieving the stress.
Fish, besides the money, but hell, I really wanted that fish. I really liked the fish.
Little feedback, little too close.
Oh no!
Make sure I get everything turned down here. Anyway.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Check your YouTube. Make sure you get your YouTube turned off.
Somebody's. Let me see if I turn this off.
Is it still going on?
Is it okay now? No,
still slapping back.
Somebody's-
I think it's Jessica's.
Oh no. What about now?
Now,
Hey,
there we go. Nope, still there.
Okay. I don't know.
are we okay?
I mean, I'm gonna have to go soon anyway. I just found out
Alright.
I need to drive to Pittsburgh tonight.
Oh, well, yeehaw.
Right.
Well, thanks for dropping in.
I know. Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
Thank you for the advice.
I'm here all week.
All right.
All right, later on.
I'll drop in later. Bye.
Bye-bye. Cool.
Okay.
So, hey, Paul. Hey, Woody.
Echo gone?
Echo is gone. So it wasn't
Hey.
you. It was, unfortunately, it was Jessica's gear.
Okay.
So-
Well, anyway, just to finish real quick, the fairy rats is in there. He comes out, pops out, and I get some more food out. He eats the LRS, and I've gone from being depressed. I'm worried about a fish all day long, and then happy now. Everything's good. Everything's good for the moment. So finally,
Good. That's the best you can hope for, right? So,
yeah. It's funny. I don't know. After yesterday morning, I have I have about 4 less people on my subscribers, so and I can probably guess where that came from. Not that I have a massive subscriber list.
nope. But you gotta talk a little louder again, Tim. You're getting away from your phone, buddy.
I got 4 less subscribers than I did yesterday morning.
Oh, then, you know.
And it's not like I have a massive amount of subscribers, but I just looked at it and go, well, that's about 3 or 4 less than yesterday morning. So that's what I get for not keeping my mouth shut. So
No, that's not not the case at all, buddy. Look, we're not going to talk about it because we're just not. You know what I mean? I allowed that, and I gave you the opportunity, yes or no, as you know. And like I said, I apologize the way that it went down, but you're a big boy. You know what I mean? So, and I felt I stepped in where I had to, and that's fine. And everybody's entitled to their opinion.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Is the way I feel about it in any way, shape, or form. You want to come on and say something. If I don't like something, I can remove that. You know what I mean? That's up to me, right? That's up to whoever, right? If you see a comment on a video and you don't like it, and yes, by the way, Dre, you're welcome too. I did notice it, but I got sort of fetched up there, so yeah. So go ahead, Tim. You were going to say something there.
I just never imagined it was going to be, But in the end, when I thought about it, and after the conversation there, I go, "Oh, that's exactly what I was talking about. That's exactly what I was talking about." So,
Exactly. And like I said, it's normally us as YouTubers don't get to interrogate who makes comments.
yeah.
I generally do not. They don't come in here, and if they did, even if they did, you're entitled to your opinion. That's the point, and we have that old saying, and by the way, if there's kids listening, watch out, here it comes, right? Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
I thought about it a lot since that, and I thought, well, what's the point of if you can only make positive comments,
what's the point?
What's the point, really? What's the point? And I didn't say it like I said, if you read it, I went back and read it again, and I thought, okay, well, I didn't call anybody names. I didn't, I just,
No, you said what you felt. That's fine. That's fine. No.
If I had his phone number, I would call him now and talk to him on the phone, one to one. I would just call him and talk to him. Just me and him, nobody else was. I would just call him and talk to him because I'm sure we could have a meaningful, good.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a for instance, Tim. Okay.
Yeah.
there are those who think I've allied myself with the British. Okay? Which is funny because I hate to tell you I'm Canadian. Guess what? My country is allied with the British. You know what I mean? So, sorry. But I like talking to all the folks everywhere, right? And I have, fans that are in the UK, in Europe. I have, fans that are in Canada, and I think I got fans in Canada, and I got fans in the US, right? If you want to call them that. I got people that want to come in here and talk to us and talk reefing, right? And sure, Da Vinci's who's a double agent? Da Vinci, you? That's a good double agent name too, by the way. So, when you say things and you talk on here, there's going to be people that are going to disagree with you.
Yeah.
Right? For whatever reason. And I have had negative comments that I've had to look at and go, I'm not going to leave that up because, you know what I mean? Whether it was hateful or whatever the case was, right? So it's my decision whether or not to leave it up. If you just say, man, I don't think you know what you're talking about, I'm not going to remove it. But if you come in and make a comment about what I can do to a certain body part, I'm going to remove that.
It's like, it's almost like, and I thought about it, I said, did I really, I don't have I just have a few followers, I'm not a big, and I never will be I don't want to be a big YouTuber, I really don't. And so I thought, well, maybe it did bother me, maybe it did, but he just really seemed to be angry about that then unsubscribe, and to Mad Hatter too, unsubscribe, and I go, well, I do that.
Why would you? No, and there's what I disagree. Why would you unsubscribe to Mad Hatter? You like everything else. You just had a specific thing that you did not like.
It was just in the moment, but I've done that with other. What I was trying to get at was I've done that for other YouTube channels. It just angered me for the moment, and I just unsubscribed. Now tomorrow I could subscribe again. I just felt that's just my way of I'm going for. I don't want to go into the whole thing, but it just bothered me. I go, okay, well, I just won't, and I just didn't want to hear it anymore. Boss, I just didn't want to hear it, and so I just unsubscribed. Now I've done that with other, and it doesn't have. That's some other YouTube channels that don't have anything to do with reefing. I just didn't like what was going on there anymore, and so I unsubscribed. Now I've gone back. Later on after I thought I'd go back and it's better. Okay, then fine, I'm back. But meanwhile, I don't want to be bothered, and it shows that if you subscribe, then it's going to show up in your feed, and I just don't. I don't want to look at it right now. I just don't. I really don't. So. And that was really the same way with his, I don't have any problem with him. The original reason I went there was everything he's talking about. The guy's got a lot of experience, Yep. I mean, he is,
Certainly does.
Kind of pioneered the streaming as far as the reef world is concerned. So there was 99% of what he does there I like. There's just some things that happened recently that I didn't. So I just thought for now I just don't want to see it. I just don't. But I just shouldn't have made any comment anywhere. I just should have shut up.
Well, you know what, Tim? You're not the only person that has ever implied they're tired of hearing about it.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You know what I mean? And again, as a human being in this world, you're entitled to your opinion on what you want to watch. Nobody can twist your Gumby arm. And if you're seeing things in say, somebody else's stream or videos that you don't like, that you said anything is better than nothing, you know what I mean? Or you could have said nothing, but that's not the point. You know what I mean? So, and Da Vinci, even if you weren't joking, I have said 1,000 times, everybody's welcome in my stream. Right? Yeah. And you can have a dissenting opinion to me and everything else, but I try not to make this personal, because it's not. I just make videos, I have chats, and that's what I do. You know what I mean? If you want to come in here and talk about whatever, 99% of it is okay. The 1% that isn't, there's a few things we're not going to talk about sex in here. We'll joke, but we're not going to do, get hardcore misogynistic or,
unless it involves snails, clownfish,
or yeah, exactly. We get into sea life now, and we may get a little blue. No pun intended, but yeah, it's
Rico and Jeff, Mad Hatter. I have a lot of respect for both of them. I do. That's not it. I understand. They have a lot of experience, a lot of talent. You know what they're doing. I mean, all you have to do is look at Rico's Reef Tech, and that answers itself. You know, it's just, and so that's not. It's just what some of the stuff that was going on the live stream that recently, that non-fish and coral related, that I didn't care for. That's just me. That's my personal opinion. You can do whatever you want in your own world, as long as it's legal. And it was. I'm not saying there was anything illegal going on or anything like that. I'm just saying I didn't particularly like some of the stuff, so I just didn't want to see it anymore for a while. Yep. So
absolutely,
that's all. But that, That's,
by the way, here's my reply to that conversation yesterday. If you look in the links, and I put a link in the chat. If you want to go read that, that's my rebuttal. If you have to, go back and watch the video. You'll get it.
Okay. So anyway, let's move on. That's enough of that. Enough.
That's fine. And again, Tim, like I said, we didn't get to talk enough afterwards. We really didn't. Things were what they were, right? So like when you get into that, I didn't.
Wait, what conversation?
What conversation? Yeah,
No, I'm being serious. What conversation?
No, exactly. I felt, when he was saying about pulsing xenia and you blah blah blah, nobody knows why, and it's like, well, hate to tell you, but these guys think they've got it. So you can argue that, but you're going to argue with those guys? Okay.
Well, that was.
No, I just thought it was a facile argument. Do you know what a facile argument is, guys?
No.
So Chekhov was a guy in Russia that he stated that
Star Trek. No, not Chekhov.
Not wrong guy. Yeah, not vessel. Yeah, nuclear vessels. But if you hang a gun on the wall, then you're going to use it. That was his argument. And it became a facile argument because, of course, you may go hunting with it. No, the gun will get used at some point. That's what it is. It's that. Well, of course it could be, but I'm not going to, right? But you are going to, so they call it a facile argument. To argue over things that, anything like that is called a facile argument, right? So you can look that up if you want to, but it's neat as a philosophical debate, right? But the thing is that, there's guys over at the University of Israel that they think they figured it out. You know what I mean? Because it's got to do it for a reason, because it's expending energy doing so.
Yeah.
It's got to have a reason.
I've said that since the beginning.
Yep.
That they don't pulse when they have flow because they need the flow.
They need the flow. Yep.
See, look, I'm smarter than I look.
Yep. Well, pretty much. That's the way it works, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's why I do this. I learn stuff every day, right? I really do. Like I'll be sitting down. Well, I never thought, or I'll think about something in a different way, which for me is just as mentally engaging, right? So,
I mean, look at dosing. How many ways are there to dose things?
Yeah. Well, I hand dose.
A lot.
Dre hand dose. I think no, sorry, not Dre. Doradican hand doses. Maybe Dre does too. But we never had that conversation.
I'm hand dosing.
You're hand dosing, right? You know what I mean? Now, should we buy dosing pumps? Does that mean I can't join the club? Yeah, no.
I don't have the dosing pump stuff yet. I'm too lazy to dose every day. I'll be honest. I'm too lazy.
Well, come on, Tim. You also find a VCR daunting. Come on. Be truthful now. Be truthful. No, I'm kidding, man.
No, I found. Actually, you want to know the truth? Yes, I have an Apex dose. You want to know why? Because it's so easy to set up. When I use Fusion, I just go on there and I go, I want to do this. I wanted to put out 30 mLs a day over this much time. Just do it, and it does it. So,
because it does the math for you. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. I'm too lazy and stupid to figure it out, so it does it for me. I go, okay, that's what I want to do. And it does. So, but which is nice. But right now, I've been. By the way, my parameters are pretty good today. I've got 4.
Good.
But I got to set it up. I got to get it set up so I don't have to dose everything.
Nope. So Dre doesn't dose either. But do you supplement, Dre? Do you do what I do? I hand dose up what I'm short on, And I've actually figured out how to drip it in versus dump it in because it actually works better. And I only use Fluval supplements. I'm not endorsing it. I'm just saying they were cheap, they were easy, and it's alkaline, magnesium, and calcium. Done. Right?
I mean, everybody talks about all these different dosing systems and this and that. When it comes to the basic ones, you know, they're all going to work the same, in my opinion. Yeah. You know, I mean, if it's a 2-part alkalinity and calcium, you know, or alkalinity, calcium. Yep, alkalinity, calcium, magnesium. Yeah, I want coffee. Bring me some.
Yeah, bring us a cup.
You know, that's let's say an old technology. That's something that's been perfected. So it doesn't really matter who does alkalinity, calcium, magnesium. It's all going to be comparable. Now, the amount you dose won't, you know, the purity won't be, so on and so forth. You know, to me, where the differences comes in is if you're trying to do something special, or if you're trying to, I'm not going to say simplify things because you're not simplifying it. You're actually complicating. But, you know, like me dosing ATI, it has all of the trace elements. If you're dosing, whatchamacallit? Triton, it's got all the trace elements and some biologicals. You know, but if you're dosing the basics, I don't really think it matters which one you use. You know, Fluval, Brightwell, BRS, they're all going to do about the same thing as long as you get your measurements right.
I'm using, I started using, right before my tank blew up, literally, I started using B-Ionic because I don't know why I never got turned on that before, but I'm just reading about it. I go, it contains trace elements. And I go, well, why didn't I know that before, you know? So I just switched over. I haven't had time to see if it's working good or anything like that. I just started, and then the tank blew up. And, so we'll see how that works out. But I didn't realize that about it before. So, and I don't know why. It's been around. Those have been around a long time. So that's what I'm using now. I had been using, I don't know, I've used different ones. I've used ME corals for a while, and then I was like, I was supplementing some trace elements on my own, but I thought, well, if this has got trace elements, then, and even during this whole time where I've been having everything in this little 40-gallon reader, my corals have done really well in there. So I was like, wow.
Hand dosing B-Ionic, right?
Yep, that's what I've been doing. So, and I don't see, all I can say is the corals look okay. That's the only thing I can say right now. So, I mean, they look fine. They got good growth on everything, and everything looks pretty good. So,
yeah. See, and that's like B-Ionic is fairly concentrated. You know, it's a pretty strong supplement. Whereas if you use Fluval, you know, whereas you may dose, let's say, 5 mils of B-Ionic, you might have to use 8 mils of Fluval, you know, and 10 mils of Fritz.
Yeah. Fritz makes. Where's?
Yeah, Fritz makes them. They sell them as a 3-pack. Liquid alkalinity, liquid calcium, liquid magnesium, liquid trace elements.
Okay.
But they sell a 3-pack of the alkalinity, calcium, magnesium. If you catch them at a show, you can get them cheaper too.
Everybody talks about the Fritz salt, and I'm tempted to try it the next time I buy a bucket.
Oh, I love my Fritz salt.
Well, there you go. You're one of them. I'm trying to think. This seems like you and a lot of the people. I don't think I've heard any negative comments about it. You know,
the only negative I've heard is, oh well, it's causing algae problems. Okay,
really?
First of all, I haven't seen any tanks where it caused algae. It's all been hearsay.
Yeah.
Secondly, I've been running it no problems. My LFS, that's all they run is Fritz salt. Now, don't you think an LFS that goes through cases of it a week would have algae problems if it was causing algae problems?
How does that mix? Does that mix clear and clean or pretty fast? And
beautifully, about 15 minutes.
And you don't get much residue in your mixing container?
I could mix if I mix a whole batch, there's a little bit of a white haze in my
Yeah.
30. I have a 32-gallon brew. So last time I did a big water change, I did 30 gallons.
Yeah.
I did 5 on my Nano, 25 on my 75.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of a white film.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine it's about the same no matter which one you use. You know, it's not like there's sludge in the bottom or a big thick. There's just a little bit of a white haze left on the plastic.
That's okay. The ones that the salts that got the worst for me was, believe it or not, Red Sea. No, was it Red Sea? Yeah, the what's it called?
Coral Pro.
Yeah,
Coral Pro Black Bucket.
Yeah, the black bucket.
The other one that did the same thing was a Reef crystal. I got this brownish residue from both of those.
That's a binding agent.
Now Reef. Now I'm using right now I'm using the just plain old Instant Ocean. And I don't get that from just the plain Instant Ocean. Now I was using Tropic Marin before, and which I liked a lot, but it's pricey. I like that a lot. It mixed really good, and it had a lot of good things about it. It's just this last time I was in a big hurry. I needed some salt with everything that happened with the tank, and so I just went to where did I go? To Petco or whatever, and they got Instant Ocean, so I just bought it from them.
Right.
And, so that's because I used it before, and I really, to be honest with you, I never. I usually see things seem to go pretty good when I use it. Now it usually takes a little bit more of Instant Ocean than it does like a Tropic Marin and stuff, but it mixes pretty. For me, it mixes pretty clean. And
IO works fine. It needs about 4 hours, and then you're better off to let it go 24. But in an emergency, about 4 hours is what I can use it in. Because you're waiting for the thermolytic reaction to die. So when you actually drop salt in the bucket, it creates that's why it gets warm. If you actually put a temp probe in there, you can actually see the temperature go up as it's doing its mix, right?
If it's an anhydrous salt, yes.
Yeah.
If that dry salt, if it's a wet salt, then you won't have that.
No.
Now you sound like Jack Kent.
What?
You sound like Jack Kent. He was talking about anhydrous on that video.
Well, see, we used to work with all that stuff mixing drilling fluids.
Yeah.
We had lime, bulk lime, which is hydrous lime. Then we had slake lime, which we called hot lime because it's anhydrous. And we actually lit one of the big 30-foot dumpsters on fire with it because we would cut that stuff in ton bags.
Yeah.
You'd either get it in ton bags or you'd get it in a 2,500-pound pallet.
Holy cow.
And when we used the pallet, what happened is we cut those sacks. Well, you're cutting 4 or 5 pallets at a time in a 1,000-barrel batch of drilling fluids. So you cut, 50 bags? So 250 empty paper bags that have a plastic liner, and we're not henna checkering this powdered chemical. This is slice it. You got 2 guys stacking sacks, 2 guys with razors slice them and dump them, and toss the bags. Filled the dumpster with these bags over, a day or 2, and then it rained. Well, the water hit all of that anhydrous lime and lit the paper on fire.
Oh, God.
Because it produces so much heat.
Right.
Almost any anhydrous chemical will produce heat when it hits water. I'm not going to say every one of them, but almost all of the ones I know of, when they're anhydrous, they have an exothermic reaction. They produce heat.
Interesting.
So, those are the only 2 problems I've had with Fritz salt, and they're not problems.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to answer a question for Dre, or a statement by Dre, and just going to answer to it. In a small system, yes, Dre. Doing water changes replaces what's used if you don't have a lot of coral. Now, if you have like this 20 of mine, if it starts to grow, I'm going to have to dose a little, even though it's only 20. Yep, that's exactly how Michael got burned, was the hot... Oh, geez, what's that called again? Who does that? Is it ATM that put that out or no? Yeah, I think it was
The
ATM.
hot salt?
Yeah, hot salt was ATM, wasn't it? And it bombed. Nobody's buying it. I don't know why, because it's actually kind of cool and it mixes super quick, like 10 minutes. Yeah. But that's because it's anhydrous, so it is like a sponge. It's just ready to, it'll leap right on water and cause what's called a thermolytic. And then, by definition, an exothermic reaction. So, if you want to go look up the sciencey stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
You literally, if you did it the right way, probably could set water on fire with that stuff.
Like pure potassium.
Yeah, buddy of mine said, could you do that? I said, you have the right magnesium levels in water, and you hit it with the right chemical? Yeah, it'd be fun. I said, technically it'd be a fire. It would look more like a water-style explosion, but I wouldn't want to be anywhere near it.
You ever seen what pure potassium does on water?
Not in a long time.
It's fun.
Somebody asked me one time why I thought the Halifax Harbor was so polluted, and I said, well, according to my dad, it's because they're all standing there with their welding rods back in the early 70s, throwing them through jellyfish, spearing jellyfish with them. And they swear there's got to be a couple of tons of lead rods down there,
with magnesium coating.
With magnesium coatings, right? So, there you go. Bored men polluting the planet. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Cuyahoga River?
No, can't say that I have.
The Cuyahoga River incident on YouTube later when y'all are bored.
Oh, I'll look it up.
It was so polluted it actually caught fire.
Mm-hmm.
The water was on fire.
Yeah, Lake Erie did that too.
That's where it is.
Oh, is that it?
That's where the Cuyahoga dumps into Lake Erie.
Yeah.
So many pollutants.
I'll tell you
with a
what's
low flow zone.
Exactly, in a low flow zone, you're going to get water and fire. Yeah. I always thought Smoke on the Water was written about Lake Erie going up. I swear to God, for a while I did. And then I realized, wait a minute, they're talking about Lake Geneva, and they're talking about a place burning down after during a Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention concert. Somebody shot a flare gun off. It says it right in the song.
A fire in the sky.
Yeah. We all came down to Montrose on the Lake Geneva shoreline, right? Frank Zappa and the Mothers were, blah, 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 when some mother with a flare gun burned the place to the ground, right? So it's actually in the song, and I'm like, still think it's Lake Erie. Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, real quick, the two issues I've had with the Fritz salt, mixing 5 gallons with cold water takes a little longer. So probably 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But I mean, you put your heater in it, you're good to go. It's going to take a couple extra minutes because I have a bad habit of pouring, filling my 5-gallon jugs, and my wife will stick them in the garage because the laundry room is right next to the garage door. And so, then it was cold, like 30 degrees cold outside, and I would mix water up. And a 32-gallon brute mixing 25, 30 gallons takes a little longer than 15 minutes, but that's just using one little power head to mix.
So Dre and Buddha live near Lake Erie, I'm guessing? Here I am picking on Lake Erie, right? I'm in Canada. We own that shit. Screw you. I can pick on it all we want.
Okay.
No, actually, I think if I remember, the border goes right down the middle of them.
Let me tell you the worst salt. I can never remember the name of this stuff. And BRS used to really push this stuff. It's called HW Marine Mix. Now maybe I got a bad batch of it, but that was the worst salt I ever had. It almost never want to mix. I mean, it was terrible. HW Marine. That was hideous. Hideous. I mean,
by Cedar Point. Cool. Yeah. No, sorry, Tim. What was that?
Huh?
What was it you said again, Tim?
The worst salt I ever had was called HW Marine. What was it?
HW Marine? Really? You had a bad experience with that? That's supposed to be really good stuff.
I couldn't wait to get rid of that stuff. Like, God, and I bought a box of it. And yeah, I mean, you talk about taking forever to mix. It's like I thought it would never mix.
Oh, that could be.
It was
Yeah.
terrible. I maybe it was the box I had because everybody else said, "Oh yeah, it's great, it's wonderful." I go, "Well, okay, fine. That's you got me on one box. You'll never get me again." So that was not good.
Yeah.
BRS was like one time they were really pushing that stuff. So
Well, that's why Fritz Pro, RPM Pro, is so popular because that's actually that was created for what do you call it, for aquariums, like big major aquariums, because they needed it in large quantities and they needed it to mix fast. So it's lab grade salt. It is really, really high in magnesium, though, as I recall.
Now, Fan with Tidal Gardens, he uses I can never remember the name of stuff, but I think he's got a sweet deal with the salt company. He gets his salt from, of course, he orders it by like the truckload.
By the truckload, yeah, pallets and pallets worth, yeah.
So he gets a pretty good deal on. He always says he's open to other suppliers if they want to give him an offer.
Yeah. But, wait, you guys hear that? Coffee's ready. Be right back.
I thought he went to make it before. It's just now ready. Jeez. I don't know what would happen if he didn't have his coffee, and he'd be in bad shape. All right. Let's see. What is this thing doing to me? There we go. Hey, I was thinking that gate valve I ordered for you should be arriving there pretty soon. So.
Yeah, it was. I've been looking. I've been watching because I was supposed to have 2 RFG nozzles come in and a couple other little things like that. So I'm looking forward to it. So
I ordered. I got an. If you see he left Mellors, whatever. Mark's Aptasia, the laser that he got recently. I ordered one of them for my friend. It's actually the guy that came over when the tank busted and lent me his tank and all this stuff.
Right.
He's having a huge problem with Aptasia. And so I'm trying. I was like, I'm going to get that for him. The guy, it's like $60, I guess it was. And it came, of course, it comes from China, but it took about 2 weeks to get. But it came in yesterday. So
the laser. Yeah.
Laser. So I got to give it to him. It'll be fun to see if that works for him or not. So
anybody watching Appropriate Reefer's laser one?
He didn't seem to have much luck with the one.
Yeah, it was kind of odd. I was like, I wonder if the battery was low.
I don't know.
I think he spent too much time messing around with it with the wood and the paper. Yeah, so
I don't know.
Hard to say.
I always have fun watching his videos.
Oh, he's always entertaining.
Yeah.
I'll always love watching his stuff. It's it's what it is, right? You know what I mean? And he takes reefing the way we all take reefing. We take it serious, but with a little bit of humor. Because you can't help it, right? Like, I watch.
You can't help but like the guy. I mean, it's just so. I mean, it's just.
He's a likable guy, yeah.
And it's always a really good quality video too that he does. So it's just always fun to watch when he has them. So
there's a Korean guy runs a store up the street here.
Yeah.
He likes to be called Paul. That's not his name. But that's him and his wife are Jane and Paul.
Yeah.
And the way he says hello, I would walk in, I would just mimic him, right? I walk in and go, hello, Craig, right? You know, when he says my name, it's Craig, right? You know, like, a great guy, love him to death, right? Very faithful. I go to his store if I need, and like I told him, like, you know, he would price some stuff, and I'm like, really, okay, you know, moving on, right? And he gets a kick out of it. But his favorite is I opened the door up one day and I went, hello, right? And he got it. Instantaneously got the reference. I didn't think he would, right? And he goes, oh, Kim Jong-un, right? or sorry, Kim Jong-il, right? And I'm like, yeah, oh, you watch that? He goes, oh, funny movie. I'm like, okay. Yeah, hilarious guy. I love him to death. Yeah. But, yeah, you know, well, we've reached that point in the evening. I have coffee. I'm high. Let's go. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Yeah, I just kind of take it as it comes. Is the way I look at it, right? You know, I'm high. Yeah, I'm high. If I was high, I wouldn't be here, folks. I can think of better things to do with my time if I were baked. Yeah. Probably watch Team America World Police. There you go. Matt Damon. Yeah.
I don't know what that one is.
You ever saw that one? The Marionettes? No. Yeah. You gotta watch it just watch it for about the first half hour. Don't gotta watch the rest. You will burst out laughing and have seen every joke you're basically gonna see. Yeah. Yeah, there's this theme song when they're flying to go save the world because they're Team America World Police. Get it? Right? It's America, yeah, coming to save the day. Right? Yeah, like it's just hilarious.
I haven't watched it, but now that you're talking about it, I know what you're talking about.
You know which one I'm talking about. My favorite's when the guy's trying to recruit him, and he goes, you know, step into my limo, right? Oh yeah, I see. So now you want to stick your finger inside me? What? Yeah, it's like just good crude humor. I loved it. Yeah.
Did you listen to Paul's the testing stream today at all?
I caught some of it. I popped in and out there. I was in the middle of some stuff today, so
yeah, me too. Paul's fun. I have fun just listening to Paul sometimes.
Oh, Paul's hilarious. I love listening. They dropped in and said boo. I appreciated that. Paul and Woody. Yeah, always do. Yeah. Show some love. Show some support. You know, come on in, say boo, and leave if you gotta. I love that Dre said he almost got arrested. Did they drive up? Listen, hey, you're not allowed to fish here, huh? Yeah. Did they pull up and say, what's this all about? No, this is a boat, sir, not a boot. Yeah. A boot. Probably best not to get too smart-assy with the RCMP, though. Or CRA, for that matter. Border Patrol.
No, probably not. Not a good idea.
So we got 10 people watching. How you guys all doing tonight? My stream's a little quiet. What's going on, folks? I know Buddha's hanging out in Dre. Imagine Juraticus lurking in there somewhere. How you guys all doing in chat? Anybody got any questions? Anybody got any stories, hyperbole, anything?
Something, anything.
There you go. That'd be an interesting stream. We'll all just talk in hyperbole. Yeah. Yeah. Next time you come into my stream, anybody, you gotta speak one haiku, and that's all you get. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going through withdrawal. I said, "Where's the live streams?" And all of a sudden, I remembered, oh, it's Tuesday. Paul streams up.
I unfortunately had a busy day yesterday, so when I came home and found out nobody was really up, I was like, oh, great, and I got excited about putting my friend on, Joel, and then everything went wrong. So I managed to get the computer working again, but I know that power supply's on the way out, so I got to get it replaced, guys. Sorry. It's going to come down eventually. It's probably going to blow again shortly. I can hear you can just hear it, the whine in the motor for the power supply, so I know the fan's working too hard, so...
You're talking about your power supply for your... Is it a...
It's a desktop computer. No, it's a desktop.
Oh, but oh, okay.
It's a separate unit, right? So it's actually an 800-watt power supply. and it's gone through 2 fuses thus far, and it's about to go through a third. And I don't have any more, and there's no point in just replacing them over and over again because eventually that's going to surge my board. My board's worth about $400, so I am not going to wreck my computer for the sake of a 25-cent fuse. So
yeah. My desktop is probably, man, that's got to be like.
Oh yeah, Da Vinci was here for the spawning event. You weren't here for that, or were you here for that, Tim? We were watching my snail just in the tank.
No, I heard it.
Yeah, you heard about it. I have Da Vinci. I got really lucky. My first tank, I had that happen, and I wound up seeing all these white dots, and I was being told it was vermided snails, and it was this and it was that. And then one day my wife said, you know, they look like little stripes on the shells, right? When I really took a close look, I had probably spawned 200 to 300 baby trochus snails in that tank. So, kind of crossing my fingers and hoping I get some more. Yeah, free snails, I'll take them any day of the week. Never have algae in your tank, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I moved all my snails. I got something. I don't know what this is. I found. I keep finding it on it's when I moved the cap, the orange, like the Monty's on the underside. There's like this little. I don't know if it's a sponge or it's eggs or what, but it's like almost like clear or frosty white clutch or something.
Flecks, or do they look like little pods, like little like alien eggs kind of deal?
Well, it's all like a little bumpy, you know. It could be, but I started taking off this time, and I go, no, it almost feels like sponge-like, you know. So I said, well, maybe it's a sponge. You know? So I just left it alone.
Sounds like a sponge of some sort. Yeah.
I think so. I found one on it before, and I took it off, and then after I did, I go, maybe that was something good. I should have took it off. So it didn't seem to harm the coral, the Monty. So I left it alone for now. We'll see.
Yeah, keep an eye on it.
That I don't want to blame my wife, but God, she cracked a big piece out of that off.
I would imagine some of it, Da Vinci, will get sucked up by the skimmer. No pun intended. But yeah. Jeeves must have had to run off and do something, or Jeeves just quiet all of a sudden?
Back.
Oh, you're back, are you?
Yeah, I got a work call. I'm back now, though.
There we go. Cool.
Can't be bothered with that work stuff, man. Man.
Yeah. What are you doing that for? You know. Oh wait, I need you guys to donate to keep me going. Work harder, damn it.
Is it bad that I'm sitting here on my laptop filling out a resume, revising my resume while I'm at work?
No, not at all. Actually, you know what's really funny, and I bet you a lot of people actually knew this. The #1 sites at workplaces that are actually searched and looked for are work-related sites, right? Up here in Canada, it's Career Beacon and Monster, right? Are like the #1 ones that are gone to, right? And everyone's like, really? I'm like, yeah, really. Most people are unhappy in their jobs, man. Most people, like 90% of them.
Yeah.
You know, we don't, and even that's doctors and lawyers and everything. Well, not lawyers. Well, it depends on the lawyer. If you're doing like copyright law and you're doing very specific stuff under certain companies or whatever, you may not like where you're at. So,
Dan is a lawyer. You know, I'm sure you probably do that. Dan is some type of a lawyer.
I think he is business law.
Yeah,
I think
he is. I just can't remember. I can't remember. I think I get the feeling he still does some legal work.
He could. I don't remember him talking about it. I know he talked about he's got his MBA in business or something, and he's a smart fellow, that guy.
Maybe. Yeah, his mom and dad help him in that business, and he obviously the guy is highly intelligent.
Oh yeah, like he's another one that the hobby just went somewhere for him, and he had the means to kind of take it that much further, right? So, always happy to see it.
He kind of warns people. He says sometimes people ask me how you get started in this, and it's like, I don't know if you really want. It's like he doesn't want to be the one to tell them, okay, you can get started, you can do this. It's not. It's because I think he kind of. Well, he does say that. He kind of dabbled with it for a while, and then somewhere along the line, it got to be enough income that he's like, oh, Okay, well, maybe this could be.
And maybe this is going to go somewhere, right? Yeah, exactly, right? So it's like, I never ever told when I was teaching guitar students not to join a rock band and go off and do it. I
Yeah.
just made the realistic goal for them that remember that, your odds of getting a record contract, you could get struck by lightning twice and win the lottery prior to getting a record contract.
Yeah.
So it's different now, but now there's almost no money in it. You know what I mean? Like, even touring in Canada, a lot of it's pay to play. And that means that you pay the bar $1,000 to play there for the week, and then you charge at the door, and you make what you make. So all the risk is on you. I'm like, F that. I didn't learn how to do this so that I could pay to play here. No.
I'm going to be very facetious with you, but why do you need to learn how to play guitar? How do you computer to make all the music for you?
Sorry, Tim. Sorry, you're low again, and Jeeves had something snap up there for a sec. What was that?
No, I was just talking. But just of course, this just shows you my opinion of music. But why? It's like, why would you learn to play the guitar anymore? You can do all that stuff on the computer. With the technology you have, you can make all those sounds. Why do you need a guitar? And now I'm being sarcastic and facetious, but
No, it's true. I mean, Rush wrote a song about it, for God's sakes. What was it? So it can still be all these electronics making modern music can still be open-hearted. Is a line in Limelight, right? But you still have to put something behind it, right? You know what I mean? Like, I get it, but I mean, I like being able to play guitar. I can do more on a guitar than you can sitting down writing it out. It can't do what I can do. It can't bend a certain way on its own. You have to tell it. So if you don't know what you're able to do, then you're not going to be able to do that, right? Yeah. Like, you want to watch an amazing guitar player, like just technical prowess, you watch Steve Vai or you watch Paul Gilbert, right? Those guys will just blow your mind, their technical abilities, right? I watched Bumblefoot. If you want to watch something fun, watch Band Geeks on YouTube, and they just jam stuff. And they sometimes there's famous people that come in. They've all played in Blue Oyster Cult, touring with them, right? And they're amazing musicians in their own right, and good singers too. So that's in the bedroom.
Well, there's still some out there, It's just that we don't hear as much about them anymore.
Yeah, give me a sec here, Tim.
Yeah. What? Well, you could take that 1,000 different ways.
I still need to. Okay. Thanks for bringing that. Anyway, yeah, just yelling at my wife. So anybody else hanging in chat? We got a few people keep hanging around. I'm not getting a big major number of downers. Hell, pretty good tonight. 12 thumbs up. Rock and roll. Thank you very much, folks.
So how's the search for the new housing going?
It's getting complicated. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to tear down the 120, sell off the livestock, and I'm going to set up a second 20 and keep my clownfish and a couple other fish that we just can't part with. And just keep the equipment for now, because it, not set up, it only weighs a couple 100 pounds, right? And then we're going to take it from there, because if we do get into a place where it is safe enough, I'll set it back up, right? And I'll do it right from the get-go. You know what I mean? Like, I'll have a big fundraiser and we'll get all the rock or something. I don't know. But for now, it's...
I hate for you to lose your 120.
I don't want to sell it. I really don't. So, like I said, I may just sell off some of the livestock, that fox face, and give them another home, bigger home kind of deal. There's a few guys here that'll take them that are looking for healthy specimens.
I'm gonna get a fox face again. I'm gonna take the plunge and take the chance.
You're gonna get a what again? Oh, fox face? Yeah. I think if I get another fox face, it's gonna be a magnificent. So.
They're nice, but I really like the yellow. I really do.
You like
And my
seeing the
wife
yellow? Yeah.
really likes it. So it's probably another one spot. We'll try it again. And you start eating my corals, you're out. We'll
No.
see. We'll see.
No, exactly right. So.
But I'm really at this point now with everything that's happened in the last couple months. It's really kind of satisfying to look at the new tank with everything in there and everything. Well, I guess got a few things I got to tidy up and then of course, next thing is okay, new tank. Here we go. 3-4 weeks down the road, green hair algae. I know all this stuff is coming, but we'll deal with that. For the moment, I look at it and it's like, bam, this is good. This is good.
Exactly.
But the little flame angel, man, he's like a brave little dude, man. He's like out and about right away. You know? I like that. He's not afraid of anybody. Like that. Of course, I like the color, the red. We'll see how he does with the coral. So, but it's
Yep. Actually, that's. I hear you there. No, it's tough thinking it through. Like, so we're gonna just sell the livestock off, keep some of the rock, put it into a 20, and I'm gonna keep my 2 clowns I've had since the beginning, my firefish, and maybe a couple others. I've been trying to decide if a 20 is too small for a starry blenny or not.
Is he fully grown?
He's pretty big. He's about 5 inches, maybe close to 4 inches long.
I mean, it's a little tight for him. To me, that would depend on how much rock work you have.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might do it up so that he's got rocks to go hide in. Because he will eat nori sheets, no problem. He'll eat pellets, he'll eat meat, so I can keep him fed and on a diverse diet. So I think we could keep him.
I mean, if you did to me, because I know that's a little on the smaller side, technically, of what you're supposed to have for them.
Yep.
You're going to do a 20 or a 20 long?
20 long. Yeah.
Well, that's the same footprint as a 29, so figure that's a 29.
Yeah.
You know, then you're right where they need to be. I mean, everybody recommends about 30 gallons for them.
Yep.
So you're the same footprint as a 30. So I guess to me, if you did a couple smaller...
Oh.
Go ahead, Tim.
Go ahead, Tim.
No, I was just saying, Craig, you wouldn't want to do a 29 instead?
I could, but it's the cost of the tank, right? 20-gallon tank cost me $40-50. A 29-gallon tank will cost me 100 or more.
Good God Almighty!
Yeah,
I forget you're in Canada. Jesus.
And my cats just tried to destroy something. God damn it! Give me a sec. Be right back. You saw the camera move there, so.
Sometimes some of the
They
places
said, you give all the attention to the fish, we take out the fish. Hold on, let's try something.
Some of that price is to pay for stuff in Canada. It's like we just take for granted. Yeah.
Say that again, Tim.
I mean, he just gets up there in Canada. They just get screwed sometimes on the prices they have to pay.
Yeah, because I mean, a 29 is $29 on the dollar per gallon.
Yeah,
scale.
I'm thinking I got like 3 miles from where I live. I can go get a 29-gallon all day long for like $30. So come on.
You know what? You know what would probably be cheaper for him?
What?
It would probably be cheaper for him to go get some glass and just silicone together some glass into a 29.
Yeah, if you're brave enough to do that.
I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that much load.
So yeah, it's just my cats running around like a couple of maniacs. It's like, thanks for running in. That's why it moved. Because they ran into the legs of it and scared themselves and then freaked out even further. Gotta love them.
I can't believe that it's that expensive to go from 20 long to 29.
Yep, and they generally don't. So I'm going to look around, because if I can get one, I mean, that's 36 by 12, right?
30 by 12 by 18 is a 29.
Is it 18?
Yeah, 30 by 12 by 12 is a 20 long.
Yeah, and a 29 is a 29 long is 36 by 12 by 16, isn't it?
36 by 12 by 12, I believe.
Could be. I don't think it's taller than that, as I recall.
Okay, see, you're talking about 29 long. That's a specialty tank. A regular 29 is going to give you.
I hate those tanks, though. I hate them.
The same footprint as the 20 long,
just taller.
Whatever it is, 4 or 5 inches taller.
No, don't like them. Hate them. Hate tall tanks. Hate them.
It's only 16, 18 inches.
Still too damn tall. Yeah, I like low tanks. That's me.
Well, be stubborn then.
Well, I'm gonna.
Well, I'll tell you, since I got this 100, which was much much shorter than the 30, than the 93 cube. It's just like today. I'm walking by it and I'm looking at the elegance coral, and it's kind of facing the wrong way, and it's doing okay, but it's like I need to turn it. Well, I would, in the cube that I had before, I'd put that off forever because I had to go get a step stool, get up on top there, move. And so I'm thinking, I'm doing that today. I'm going, what am I talking about? I just walked over, pulled up my sleeve, reached down in there, and boom, I turned it around. And I go, there you go. That's why I like this tank. So, it's pretty cool to have a shorter tank right now. So.
Yep, exactly, right?
So what's inappropriate Reefer going to do with that 150?
It's going to be hell to deal with. I would not do it. That's me, and I'm tall. And I still wouldn't deal with a tank that tall.
I'm glad he's got it. And I'm sure he's going to find some unique ways to deal with that. And so it should be fun. But I'm thinking, I'm glad it's you, because, hell, I mean, I would have to go half the time I'd get a step stool, and then I'd still have to go get the stick to grab a hold of something on it.
Yeah.
So.
He's got to do something cool with his rock, because, man, he's going to be unhappy if he tries to pile rock that high. He's got to, he seems to have a pretty good rein now on doing scaping. So if he does a really interesting scape, it'll make it that much better. But, man, he's going to need some pretty decent light to get down the bottom of that tank. Yeah.
He got that free. That was like, Jesus, I mean, that was a pretty good deal for him.
It is, yeah.
Especially since it's like what he was. Well, he says that's what he wanted, so I hope.
Well, I thought it was funny. A friend of mine's like, "You're gonna take a tank, empty it down." I was talking to him online, and he goes, "And you're just gonna store it in your house, an apartment?" I went, "Yep." He goes, "What are you gonna do with it?" And I said, "Look at it and cry." Right? And he went, "Really?" I went, "No." I said, "I'll just start making plans, man." I said, you got to look at it from a point of view that a lot of the older homes here, I can't tell which way the trusses are going in the floor. And the joists, I can't risk 1.5 tons of water, and tank sitting there, and I'm not worried about it technically going through the floor. I mean, it could, but I'm more worried about it settles just the right way, or starts to push on it, and then my tank cracks open. You know what I mean? No, that's okay. I won't risk that. And because right now it's limiting our options. That's all. So.
Yep. You don't want that.
So yeah. So hence the I wouldn't say donation drive, but definitely I'm not going to say no. People want to help me out. It's not going to help me keep the tank up and running, but it's going to help me get everything kind of squared away anyway, right? So. Yeah, I mentioned that because it just asked me if I wanted to put up the link again. It's like, yes, well, I might as well put the link up. I don't expect the 4 or 5 people that are here to do that, but hey, it said to do it, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
It's the way I look at it. I love seeing the mud skippers dancing around. Come on now.
Oh.
Yeah, oh. Yeah. No. But yeah, it's definitely, it's going to be an interesting move. And then it's going to be interesting to see what I do. And that's just another tank I still get to show off. Now I can put it in my office or something. You know what I mean? Like, so I can make it interesting. That's for sure. The rock that's in there is good rock. So, a couple of bags of fresh sand and a little time and hang on the back for now. And the wife's like, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I'll drill another tank and I'll move everybody. That's what I'll do. That's what I normally do. And then I'll turn that one into my sump." Actually, I got a light coming, don't I? Or do I,
You
Jeeves?
got a what?
I got a light coming because of Jeeves.
Yeah. I gotta email me your address so I can go ahead and get that shipped tomorrow.
I think I already did, didn't I?
No.
I could have swore I did. Oh, it's probably Tim.
What?
I emailed you my address. Yeah.
Yeah, for the thing from Amazon. You got a package coming from Amazon. I needed you.
Yeah.
Yep,
There
yep,
you go.
yep, yep.
Hey, look, you're gonna have a nice 20-gallon tank for that skimmer.
I literally could put a 40-gallon breeder underneath it for sure.
Yeah. What is wrong?
Where are you?
But no, when you set up your temp tank, you'll be able to put that skimmer in a corner.
Oh,
Ooh,
wife started up the vacuum.
Yeah. Where on earth? I must have sent it to you. What the hell did I do with my address? Give me a sec here. Where the hell?
Or since you're moving, do you want me to ship it somewhere else? I guess is the question.
I'd probably better off shoot it over here. I'm not leaving for another month and a half, so.
Okay.
Well, month. Well, yeah, I gotta leave at the end of this month, so. Tom. That is craziness. Where on earth did that go? Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that.
I got this on mute for a while because the wife's got the vacuum running for some reason.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to say earlier, Craig.
And what were you trying to say?
In that 20 long, I had myself muted. That 20 long, you could probably do like a little rock formation in the middle, and then do some, rocks on the sand bed for zoas and stuff. And that would give him, a rock work to hide in. And then he could go skip to the, they like to skip around and climb on stuff to go from rock to graze on.
Yep. There we go. Yeah, that would work. And that a 29 would be perfect, but I could still do it in a 20, I think.
Yeah.
Address is sent to you, bye.
Okay.
Yeah. Lots of ideas, lots of things I could actually do, right? So.
Because I had originally planned on doing a 20 long for the Nano Challenge thing. And then I found that 24 cube for $50, so.
Yeah, if I dig around, I can find one too. A lot of people bought the Fluval 29 long kit, and I had one with the stand and everything, so. But I actually know where that is, so there's no chance of getting that one back. But yeah. Well, guys and gals, I have come to just about the end of my night here, I think. I've got some stuff I got to do, and some people I got to go meet. So.
All right.
What am I going to do with you?
Yeah, what are you gonna do, man? Sorry, I gotta kill it. I do gotta go. I promised the guy I'd be there. So.
All right.
All right. So I'm gonna cut it off, taters, and I'll talk to you all later. I doubt I'll be up again tonight. I'll probably be up tomorrow morning.
All right. We'll talk to y'all later,
buddy.
Sounds good. Night, guys.
Later.